Hello class 8. We have already completed chapter 1 about computer languages. The chapter 2 is translators. See, we'll discuss about the two types of translators in this chapter. All programs written by us in any high level language needs to be converted into machine level language. Why? In chapter 1 already you have discussed that computer understands only machine level language. No other language is understood by computer. If you write any program in high level language, it must be converted into machine level language by its translator. Okay, so all programs written by us in high level language needs to be converted into machine level language, that is 0 and 1. A program written in machine level language by 0 and 1, so that a computer can understand it, process it in order to give the desired result. Okay, so the special software which does this job is called the translator. The special software does this job and it is known as translator. So how can we define a translator? A translator is a software, a set of programs that translates a computer program to a form that is understandable to a computer. So once again, what is translator? A translator is a software that translates a computer program to a form that is understandable to a computer. As I said in the beginning, mainly there are two types of translators used worldwide. These are called compiler and interpreter. Both translates the program written in high level language into machine level language, but different way. Not the same way, different way. First, let us see how the compiler works. Compiler translates the entire program at a time. If it is error free, if there is no error, no mistake, then compiler accepts the whole program at a time and converts it into machine level language, translates it into machine level language. And you know that program developed in machine level language is known as source code or source program, and the translated program from high level language to machine level language is called object code or object program. So compiler translates the entire program at a time, and what is the condition? If it is error free, there is no error. Second, it shows all the errors of the program in one go. At the end of the program, after compiling the program, a list of errors are displayed. Okay, all the errors together. So what happens is all the errors are displayed together. So error handling is faster. Error handling is what? Faster, as you can correct all the errors in one go. All the errors can be corrected together. Okay. Now it creates an object code. As I told you, the program what we write in high level language is called source code or source program. So after translating it into machine language, that is called in 0 and 1, it is called object code. Last, it saves the converted program in a new file which is called object code. As I said, it saves the converted program in the same computer as a new file, not the same file. So the computer will have two programs, one program in the high level language and the same program again will be saved in machine language. So it saves the converted program in a new file which is called object code. Now comes the interpreter. Interpreter translates one line of a program at a time. It takes one line, one statement of a program, and if it is error free, converts into object code. Okay. Second, it produces one error at a time, not like a compiler. In the compiler, what happens? It shows all the errors, or error list is displayed. but this produces one error at a time. Alright. Error handling is time consuming as we can correct only one error at a time. So since it is executing one by one statement, an error also one error at a time is displayed and we can correct only one error at a time. It does not create object code. It does not create the what code? Object code like compiler. Compiler keeps both the programs in the memory, that is the source program and object program. But this does not create the object code. Last, it does not save the translated program. The same time it does not save the what program? Translated program. Each time it will be compiled and converted into machine code. So these points can be taken as differences between the compiler and interpreter also. If question is asked, what are the differences between the compiler and interpreter? The first difference in compiler and interpreter, compiler translates the entire program at a time. Interpreter translates one line of a program at a time. It shows all the errors of the program in one go. It produces one error at a time. Error handling is faster as we can correct all errors in one go. Error handling is time consuming as we can correct only one error at a time. It creates an object code. It does not create object code. And last difference, it saves the converted program in a new file which is called object code, and it does not save the translated program. So how many differences you can write? 5 differences. Alright. Now next is Java uses both interpreter and compiler. See, all the other high-level languages, before the advent of a Java program written in any language would execute only the platform on which they are created or written. So a program written in Windows platform would execute only on Windows platform making. So the introduction of Java has changed this concept. Now, a Java program written on one platform can be executed on different platforms, and this is the reason it is called platform independent language. In any platform, you can execute it. Alright. So, in order to achieve this, Java uses both interpreter and compiler in a unique way. Java is the only one language which uses the interpreter and compiler. A Java program is first compiled with the help of compiler JavaC. First it is compiled into the machine independent codes, that is called the bytecode. So as you type the Java program, compile the Java program, the first program is converted into bytecodes by the compiler of the Java, that is called JavaC. This bytecode is further translated into machine level language and executed with the help of interpreter on the same or different platform, and this interpreter is called JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So once again, how the Java program execute? You write the Java program, that is the source code or source program. But when you compile the program by using the JavaC, it is converted into bytecodes, and again by the Java interpreter, from the bytecode it converts into machine code, that is 0 and 1. And what is the interpreter of the Java? The interpreter of the Java is JVM, Java Virtual Machine. This platform independence of Java is called WORA. Already have discussed in chapter 1. That means write once, run anywhere. So this term WORA, write once, run anywhere, was coined by the Sun Microsystem, especially for the Java language. So chapter is over. In this chapter, what we have learned? We have learned what is translator, what is the interpreter, what is the compiler, how the interpreter works, how the compiler works, and how Java uses both interpreter and compiler. So learn all the taught topics. Thank you.